This is Top 30.
Welcome to the show. I'm Richard Bacon.
And I'm Kristen Smith. We have 30 stories in 30 minutes. Coming up, do you spend a lot on vitamin supplements? Why researchers say it could be a waste of money. Roseanne's ex-husband, Tom Arnold, shares why he's not surprised by her Twitter rants or the drama that followed. And travelers witness a surprise delivery at the airport they'll certainly never forget.
But first, most Americans shopping for a new car don't care about rising gas prices. The Energy Information Administration predicts an average gas price of $2.74 a gallon this summer, the highest in 4 years. But 60% of Americans said the trend won't affect the new car they choose, this according to a new survey by Kelley Blue Book. Experts say that's because of the types of cars Americans have been buying, crossovers and SUVs, instead of smaller sedans. An analyst for the car buying site Auto Trader said, "I think the desirability of crossover vehicles and various utility vehicles outweighs concerns about higher gas costs." In the survey, drivers said the median price they consider reasonable is $2.50 per gallon. Drivers were also asked how high gas prices would need to get in order for them to consider a different vehicle. The number they arrived at was $4. Experts say the market could shift if gas prices stay high all year.
The American Cancer Society is saying people should start getting screened for colon and rectal cancer by the age of 45. The long recommended age has been 50, but based on data collected, they've lowered it. Since 1994, those cancers have increased in adults under the age of 50 by a staggering 51%. And Roseanne Barr's ex-husband, Tom Arnold, is speaking out about the show getting canceled, saying, "I just knew that this would not end well." He also says making racist comments is nothing new for Roseanne.
This monkey thing is something she's tweeted before about black people. Why is it okay? It's a meme that she and thousands of her alt-right fans do. They love calling black people monkeys. It's not a one-time joke.
And Kim Kardashian met with President Trump at the White House to discuss prison reform and sentencing. She's campaigning for the release of Alice Marie Johnson, a 63-year-old grandmother who's serving a life sentence without parole for a first-time nonviolent drug offense.
All right, let's go to the New York Stock Exchange for our Fox Business Minute with your friend and mine, Nicole Pedalides. Nicole, I am hearing that Walmart is helping its employees in a big way.
That's right, Richard. Walmart is going to pay college costs for its U.S. workers. Employees will be able to pick from one of 3 nonprofit universities. The purpose is to keep employees with the company. This as the U.S. faces a tightening labor market. Burger King is out with the Whopper Donut. It comes with a free mini slider, which is just really the cutout piece from the middle. The item is available at select locations, but if you're not near one, you can make it yourself by checking out BuzzFeed's Tasty, which teamed up with the chain to make one of its signature recipe videos. It pays to run big banks. Jamie Dimon, the CEO of JP Morgan, made $28 million last year. That's up 4% from the year before. Mr. Dimon has said that he plans to run the bank for another 5 years.
Nicole, what is the average pay for banking and financial CEOs?
Just about $12 million. Some of the other highest paid chief executives include Larry Fink from BlackRock and Lloyd Blankfein from Goldman Sachs.
That's astonishing. Nicole, in New York, thank you.
Many Americans have a goal of owning their own home, and a new survey reveals what the average American's dream home would look like. Homes.com analyzed the results and found the home would have 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, an open kitchen, and hardwood floors. People surveyed also wanted a 2-car garage, a deck, and plenty of storage space. As far as location, younger people chose an affordable suburbia, while older people would want a location near the beach. And 1% of the people surveyed were thinking outside the box. They said their dream home would be on another planet.
All right, Top 30 will be right back. Welcome back. All those expensive vitamins and supplements you've stocked up on might just be a waste of money. According to a new study funded by the Canadian federal government in collaboration with one of the country's leading food and pharmacy retailers, Loblaw companies, many popular multivitamins and mineral supplements don't provide any measurable benefit in preventing stroke, cardiovascular disease, or early death. Lead author David J.A. Jenkins advised people consume nutrients through a more plant-based diet of less processed food. It's not the first time medical professionals have questioned the benefits of taking supplements, but there are some exceptions. Folate, B6 and B12 have shown small success in reducing the risk of heart disease and stroke. Interestingly, the study also found that antioxidants and niacin were linked with a smaller increase in one's risk of death. The study suggests boosting the amount of vitamins and minerals in the food we eat and sticking to a healthy lifestyle.
The Tampa International Airport got an unexpected delivery when a passenger service dog gave birth to 8 puppies. Diane Van Natter thought she could make it home to Philadelphia before her golden lab, Eleanor Rigby, went into labor. But those puppies couldn't hold off their arrival. A crowd of passengers and airport employees quickly grew around the 2-year-old lab as puppy after puppy was welcomed in Terminal F. All boys, until the 8th and final puppy came out, a girl. Diane and her daughter understandably missed their flight and are trying to find a new way home now since puppies aren't allowed to fly until they're at least 8 weeks old. Okay, airport reunions have nothing on those cute little puppies being born. I love that story. Okay, listen to this stat. 78% of women spend an hour every day on their hair and makeup. That's 2 weeks each year, which is why we've got today's top 30 steal, a Procabello blower, brush, hair dryer, and styler at a special 87% discount. This 3-in-1 life hack is 80% faster at brushing, blow drying, and straightening your hair. And it does all 3 in one easy swoop. It's an instant detangler that eliminates unwanted frizz and static without damaging your hair. The incredible nano and tourmaline technologies protect essential oils and give you a shinier and healthier finish. All you have to do is choose purple, pink, or black. The Procabello blower, brush, hair dryer, and styler retails for $300, but today you can buy it for just $39. That's an 87% discount. And you can get this right now at morningsave.com while they last.
A growing number of Americans are dissatisfied with their internet service provider. Just 62% of people are satisfied with their internet cable companies. This according to a new report by the American Customer Satisfaction Index. It's an all-time low for the industry. Every single internet provider had lower satisfaction scores than in 2017, except for Comcast, which had no change. Verizon Fios placed highest with 70% satisfaction. Mediacom, the 5th largest cable company in the nation, ranked last with 53% satisfaction. The report's authors write, many households have limited alternatives as more than half of all Americans have only one choice of high-speed broadband. Customers were asked whether they were satisfied with the available plans, the company's website, and their internet speeds. Customers said the most annoying thing, in a surprise to no one, was dealing with their internet company's call center. Welcome back to Top 30. 2 Georgia parents are fighting for custody of their son after giving him marijuana to treat seizures. Susanna and Matthew Brill say 15-year-old David suffered several seizures a day until they let him smoke marijuana. Then the son's therapist told police. The parents have been charged with reckless conduct. It's a very, very dramatic case. I mean, I think we live in California, a state where weed is legal. It's still illegal for a 15-year-old to take it, but I don't think the reaction would be the same in a place like California, and it throws you.
It really does.
When you see what happened to these parents.
And after the parents being charged, the son actually got taken away, put in a group home. A few hours after he got put in that group home, had seizures again. You know, a parent will do anything to stop the pain of their child. And you have to think these parents were dealing with the reality that their son could die at any moment, any given day.
It took away his pain.
God forbid they give him a little bit of marijuana when his friends are smoking it outside school anyway. Not that I condone that, but I'm just saying.
No, I think once the therapist told the police probably had no choice because it is illegal and they have to follow procedure.
Right.
The question is, should the therapist be telling the police? But here's a statement from the dad. Even with the ramifications with the law, I don't care, said Mr. Brill, his stepfather. For 71 days, he was able to ride a bike, go play, lift weights. We were able to achieve that with David medicated, not from Big Pharma, but David medicated with marijuana.
Yeah. You know, the Epilepsy Foundation, just one last note, says that marijuana can help stop seizures 54% of the time.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go. All right, how about this new study? It attempts to answer the question, what's in a name? Researchers at Syracuse University say first names shape how people judge personality and whether someone's competent or not. Female names were associated with warmth, but not so much competence. Male names, however, were the opposite. Some names even make people sound old. So much is in a name. I found this interesting because I used to want to change my name because I just thought Kristen was plain, you know? But now I kind of love it. I kind of have embraced it.
But what's interesting about that is there is clearly something in this, in the sense that there are people, especially performers, singers, actors, who change their name because they think it will make them more marketable or more likable. I was sceptical about this, and then actually there was a piece in the report where it said exact same exams are judged differently by teachers. They did a test where they had handed in an essay with the name John and one with the name Joan.
Yes.
And Joan is seen as an old name.
Right.
And got a lower score just based on the name.
Yeah, I know, that is really interesting.
I think my perceived lack of competence doesn't come from being called Richard. I think my perceived lack of competence comes quite simply from my lack of competence.
You said it.
Top 30 will be right back.
In today's Hometown Stories from Fox 5 New York, Fleet Week is the time-honored celebration of active military ships docking in major cities for a week. Crews can visit tourist attractions and the public can take guided tours of the ships. Service members docking in New York have also spent that time volunteering with Habitat for Humanity. This year, a senior center got a facelift thanks to volunteers like Yesenia Ramirez of the Marine Corps.
We never really stop serving anytime, whether we have the uniform on or off.
Our next story from KTVU. For many in the nursing school at the University of San Francisco, this year's graduation is the realization of the American dream. Commencement speaker Natisa Dill was once a teen mom on welfare. Now she's the regional director of a hospital and receiving her 4th college degree. And Stephanie Alfaro, her parents immigrated from Central America. She's now the first in her family to graduate from college.
We have the potential to inspire a nation and truly change the world from here.
Our final story from Fox 4 Dallas. We previously told you about Peyton Stevens. His classmates were raising money to help him get a diabetic service dog. Well, someone else saw that story too. Former Dallas Cowboy Jay Novacek and his wife Amy. The pair happened to breed service dogs and decided to donate one to Peyton.
This is amazing.
I want people to know that they can have some independence back. You know, that their disease doesn't have to control them.
Peyton has named his new Labradoodle Grace. Welcome back to Top 30. A California woman says she's appalled at having to prove she was the mother of her biracial son. Lindsay Gottlieb was at the Denver airport and she tweeted about the ordeal, saying the Southwest agent told her she had to prove it was her son despite having his passport. Gottlieb said the agent told her it was because they have a different last name, but she felt it was because they have a different skin color. So this woman, Lindsay, she's actually the women's basketball coach at University of California, Berkeley, interestingly enough. But she is white, her fiance is black, they have a child together, and she says they've flown numerous times, more than 50 times, and something like this has never happened before.
It's an interesting story because I think for perfectly rational and reasonable reasons, in situations like that, people often think that there is a degree of racism involved or discrimination. But there was an interesting comment, a tweet by the model Chrissy Teigen, who has 2 biracial children. And she said, "Airlines have asked this of me too with my daughter, and I learned it's a precaution for the very real threat of child trafficking. I stopped being exasperated with it. Now I'm kind of worried when they don't ask." You know, so because sometimes if you say, okay, what is the motivation of the person asking this question?
Right.
It might not be nefarious.
Right.
It might, you know what I'm saying?
And that's what, you know, reaction online is mixed. Some people saying, you know, this employee is just doing their job. Southwest released a statement saying they will utilize the situation as a coaching opportunity for the company and apologized if the interaction made the family uncomfortable.
A hospital is opening the first ever clinic for cryptocurrency addiction. Bitcoin is probably the one you've heard most about. People can buy Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies, and their values can have huge swings over a short period of time.
Yes.
I mean, it's essentially gambling. I mean, buying stocks and shares is gambling. Bitcoin is gambling.
Yes.
It's all gambling. It's just it's a branch of gambling addiction. And let's see what exists.
Experts are comparing the highs and lows with, you know, investing in this way to having a gambling addiction and similar side side effects, like, ravishing money and it affecting your relationships and things like that. Bitcoin's very popular around this studio, by the way. I have witnessed the highs and lows firsthand.
Have you? We need to get them to hospital in the United Kingdom.
Yes, we do.
I think the swings are bigger than with like blue chip stocks, and I can see why it causes anxiety. And okay, the highs and the lows are quite big.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, well, this next story, I think will give a lot of people excuses as to why they don't need to work out. Chewing gum while walking may help you burn calories. New research found the heart rate of most people increased when they chewed gum while walking at a natural pace. So this is pretty interesting because, and I understand it, because chewing gum, it gives you sort of a rhythm, and then your feet are going with your mouth, and I can see why you would walk faster.
Walking is easy exercise anyway.
Right.
Chewing gum and walking.
Yeah, but don't we always take things to the extreme? Like, can't you just see someone watching this show right now being like, I told you I didn't have to work out, I just chew gum, you know? And I think this would be especially effective in communities where you do walk a lot, naturally.
Yeah, I think so. My heart generally increases when I'm with someone chewing gum.
Oh, yeah?
Because I find it really quite unpleasant.
Ooh, when they're smacking, like...
And when they're smacking, exactly. So we're both burning calories.
Yeah.
And in that sense, everyone's a winner. Top 30 will be right back. Welcome back to Top 30. Americans have never been more satisfied with flying, as long as they can get online. In its yearly survey, the market research firm J.D. Power found overall satisfaction with airlines was at an all-time high. Airlines scored an average of 762 points out of a possible 1,000. Southwest had the highest score of any budget carrier with 818. It was the highest score in the report. Alaska Airlines was the highest ranked traditional airline with 775 points. Travelers reported higher satisfaction with areas like baggage handling and check-in, but there was one category where customer satisfaction dropped. Carriers lost points on flight services, including food and especially entertainment systems and Wi-Fi. One of the report's authors said passengers expect trouble-free connectivity for personal devices, and airlines are challenged to keep pace with the technology that can achieve that goal. Passengers using seatback screens were more satisfied than ones using their own devices. Travelers who felt entertained on flights reported higher satisfaction.
One couple from the Philadelphia area is going above and beyond to help their son and others serving in the military overseas. Mike Jarek from Fox 29 in Philadelphia has more on their story. Hi, Mike.
Kristen, this is such a cool story. John and Deborah have a son who is serving our country in Afghanistan. So he contacts them and says, Mom, Dad, my sneakers are worn out and I don't have any place to get more sneakers here in Afghanistan. So they decide they're going to send their son some sneakers. And then they go above and beyond the call of duty. They sent sneakers to his whole platoon, and they call it Sneakers for Soldiers.
Our goal would be to eventually supply sneakers to rotating platoons as needed over there in Afghanistan.
So the mom and dad, John and Deborah, worked with a local sneaker store and they got all the shoes sent out to Afghanistan. They also have developed a way for each of the platoon members to choose the sneaker that they want.
I love this. Is there any way we can help?
Kristen, I'm glad you asked. Yes, there is. You go to this website called covenantfraser.org for more information and ways to donate.
Well, it sounds like an amazing cause. Thanks, Mike. You know, 25% of Americans are finding love on dating apps. And believe it or not, a new study reveals most people are honest on their profiles. Researchers at Stanford's Media Lab recruited 200 anonymous volunteers who turned over 3,000 of their discovery phase messages. That's the moment after you've matched and you're getting to know each other. 2/3 of the participants didn't tell one single lie, and only 7% of the thousands of messages collected were found to be deceptive. The lead author on this study said lying conflicts with our goals. We want to meet someone, we want to find love, and it's possible that deception may undermine that. And by the way, if you'd like to meet someone, Fox has a brand new dating show premiering this summer called The Swipe is Right. So if you live in Southern California and you want to find your perfect match, you can apply at theswipeisright.com. Top 30 will be right back.
Welcome back. A fishing crew catches a huge bluefin tuna, and it could be a big payday for the crew. Here is a preview of this week's episode of Wicked Tuna in today's Nat Geo Minute.
What a great battle. That's a nice fish. This fish nearly took us overboard, but we got it. And it could be another 10 grand payday.
Tahiti, 6.5.
Wow. Let's hope it gives us a good paycheck. We could certainly use it.
Watch a new episode of Wicked Tuna every Sunday at 8, 7 Central on Nat Geo.
Okay, well, that's it for today's Top 30. Here's what's coming up on our next show. A new report shows Americans spend most of the money they make, and what they spend it on might surprise you. Plus, health experts are warning that millions of people could be making this dangerous mistake when cooking chicken. And when his baby brother was diagnosed with a rare condition, this 9-year-old decided to do something about it. You can also listen to the day's biggest stories when you subscribe to the new Top 30 podcast. We'll see you next time here on Top 30.